Thank you, Chairman and Ranking Member. Americans are the most resourceful, outstanding people in the world, and Americans always demonstrate that in the toughest times. In our fight against COVID-19, this truism is especially accurate for the outstanding people of Pennsylvania's 12th Congressional District. Whether it is one of our natural gas companies keeping food banks stocked, or restaurants donating meals to healthcare workers and first responders, I have been humbled by how our community has responded during this unprecedented time. Pennsylvania's 12th Congressional District is home to many terrific institutions of higher education. Well, they have all answered the call to help. I want to highlight the work of two of these schools. Penn State University, one of the best research and academic institutions in America, has partnered with local businesses in central Pennsylvania to use 3D printing to produce PPE for medical professionals and first responders. Pennsylvania's 12th Congressional District is also home to some federal prisons, and some of our brave corrections officers and staff went to the Bureau of Prisons and call to the hotspots to help fight COVID-19 and keep people safe. Upon returning home, Bucknell University has opened portions of its on-campus housing to corrections officers and staff who need to quarantine before returning to their families. Again, these examples are just a sampling of how our entire community has stepped up to provide their resources to fight this invisible enemy. I would be remiss if I did not thank the essential workers who have kept our country going. One group currently working that will help immensely during our economic comeback are the Kinder Care and Learning Care Centers across the United States. Together, Kinder Care and Learning Care Centers operate thousands of locations across dozens of states, including in Pennsylvania's 12th Congressional District. These facilities provide child care and learning services for children of frontline workers, allowing them to help in the fight against COVID-19. And we thank them for their efforts and for staying open during this difficult time. As we move into the recovery phase of this crisis, these facilities will play an instrumental role in allowing America's workforce to return to business. For their current and future efforts, it is my hope we can work to provide child care facilities like Kinder Care and Learning Care the needed flexibility and support. Across the country, from America's farms to grocery stores to hospitals to the truckers on the road, America's small businesses and the bankers processing paycheck protection loans, Americans have stepped up to keep our food supply open, families fed, and Americans employed. With millions of Americans working for their neighbors during this pandemic, it is shameful that Congress has not returned to Washington to work full-time on behalf of the American people. Congress has returned to session safely twice in the recent months to appropriate nearly $3 trillion taxpayer dollars to respond to this crisis. It is imperative that Congress work together to safely return to Washington to do the people's business and ensure that the money Congress has appropriated is spent properly and effectively. We have seen millions of Americans step up and help out during this crisis. Congress should follow the example of the American people, of these American heroes, and get back to work as soon as possible. Thank you, and I yield back.